from a tenant boldly claiming her rent was already paid while dodging late fees and court costs.
Because if what Ms. French is saying is true, and I don't have a reason to doubt her, I don't think she'd be here this early in the morning trying to stare at me.
To another facing eviction for vanishing from court and another stalling the case.
You say you have an appointment on the 25th?
The 26th.
26th. That's Saturday.
Yes, at 2 p.m.
Okay. Well, I don't know that a 1 week is going to do it then. But
these cases expose how Judge Simpson delivers justice while handling landlord-tenant issues. Starting with Ms. Morgan fighting eviction, but instead of owning up to unpaid fees, she doubles down, insisting her rent was already covered. Let's see how the judge handles this.
YPF 16 LLC versus Christina Morgan and Terry Jones.
David Fanter on behalf of the plaintiff.
Christina Morgan?
Christina Morgan's present.
All right. I need a camera, ma'am, if you could.
I'm getting it on right now. Good evening, Your Honor.
Oh, there you
Good morning, Your Honor.
Okay. Pardon?
Say good morning, Your Honor.
Oh, good morning to you. All right. Mr. Fanter, what's the claim in this case?
She has made a very, very significant payment, and their balance is down to $268, which is basically $80 in late fees and $188 in court costs. So her balance is exactly $268.
Get out.
Okay. So, Ms. Morgan, how are you going to get that balance that's left? How are you intending on trying to get that paid? It looks like you got everything but late fees and court costs.
Okay, so here's the thing, Your Honor. Not to be difficult this morning, but I work with a program you may know, rapid rehousing, and the situation is very sticky, and I don't know how to really go about it because the thing about it is the late fees that they're talking about that I owe is a portion that rapid rehousing was supposed to pay. Actually, my rapid rehousing case manager is on the Zoom with us right now, but as far as my knowledge, from my property manager's mouth, the $80 was an application fee that was not paid, which I'm not understanding how, because the program pays the application fee. They're saying that the only one was paid, which was for me, and the other one for Terry Jones was not paid. And that's very crazy to me. But the thing about it is they're saying the application fee was $80, when in actuality, that application fee was only $40, and it was paid at the time of the before we even signed the lease or got when the first amount was paid. And then if they're saying that it's late fees, my property manager also told me that there's late fees that shouldn't even be charged to me because the rent was not late.
Ms. Morgan, hold on a minute. All right. I'm hearing you. All right, but I just want to make sure I'm catching everything. Is Ms. French here with you? Is that?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Honor.
I'll make this easy. I'll waive the $80 if they pay the court costs.
And the court costs are how much?
And that's another thing, Your Honor.
$188.
Okay.
And that's
go ahead, Ms.
thing.
Morgan.
The thing about it being with the court costs is from the beginning, my property who I leased from, the company, they changed from Red Shield to MTH, just like earlier someone said. But Rapid Rehousing had been paying their portion to the Red Shield account this whole time. So MTH didn't do the due diligence of looking through the system and figuring out that the account was being paid. So it really should have never went to court to begin with, honestly, is what I'm saying. Because it's literally not on me as to why we were paying our portion. You feel me? I was paying my portion and Rapid Rehousing was paying their portion. MTH had access to that Red Shield account the entire time.
That is true, Your Honor.
What is true?
She came into our rapid rehousing program in December. We paid her first month's rent security deposit that was paid to Red Shield. We paid January, February, and March rent for her. And then after that, we paid 75% and she paid her portion. So her rent has been paid. They just didn't cross-check the ledgers between both companies, Red Shield and MTH, to see that we had been paying Red Shield until we got notification that we needed to pay somebody else for her rent.
Gotcha. Okay, I got it. Mr. Frantera, you know anything about that? Because I'm just saying what they're saying to me on the surface kind of makes sense, particularly if it's paid, because this complaint came in saying that she owed almost $5,200.
Right, and I'm looking at payments on April 1st, of $438, and then payment on April 1st of $1,317 and $1,755. Were those payments made on April 1st? Or were those, I mean, what I'm hearing them saying is they were already paid and then not applied.
That's what she's saying. They were paid, but they were being paid to Red Shield. Wherever there was a switch, they didn't check that whatever account it was, they didn't get it. Because if what Ms. French is saying is true, and I don't have a reason to doubt her, I don't think she'd be here this early in the morning trying to stare at me, trying to tell me something. But if they did each month, somebody didn't check something, because she would have never had a $5,000 balance.
And I agree with that, but I think because I do see on the ledger that there was a $3,400 payment previously made to the owner that never got applied. But there was still a balance owing to,
that was the balance it was two different accounts. MTH had an account that they created for me when they took over, and Red Shield had an account. We only had access to pay the Red Shield account the entire time. Around the 1st of April is when I sat down with Sierra, the property manager, and she went through and made the corrections within the system and checked it and did the investigation on MTH's part. And finally, that's why you see all those payments.
Miss Morgan, no, I know you got something to tell me. It's going to be okay. This is going to be okay. This is just a matter of who's paying it. I mean, because quite frankly, based on what I'm hearing, Mr. Fantera, I'll give you the adjournment to check into it, but I'm inclined to dismiss the case, because I don't know that. I think it was paid. I think I'm not even going to call it an accounting error. It's just, it wasn't put on the ledger from another company. And I think what Ms. Morgan was telling me, although she was trying to tell me real forcefully because she didn't think I believe her, but I believe her.
No, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm kind of just aggressive. I'm sorry.
You're okay, Ms. Morgan. Don't even worry about it. But I think she's right that had everything happened like it should, they would have never brought her to court, and there would be no court costs.
Your Honor, I'll dismiss the case, zero out the account. Are they okay with understanding where they have to pay rent going forward?
I think so. Okay.
All right, I'll do that.
So Ms. Morgan, win.
Thank you. Finally.
Okay, right. Case is dismissed.
I heard you say that, Your Honor.
Pardon?
First time I heard you say that, case dismissed.
Oh, no. I do it time. Don't even try it.
I'm saying to me, not to me.
You. Okay, case is dismissed. Both you and Ms. French have a wonderful weekend, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
You too, Your Honor.
Here we have Mr. Gold, a veteran claiming the Navy should cover his rent with no evidence, just 4 months of unpaid rent without a lease document. Let's see how the judge handles this.
So, please. Yes. Northwood Property versus Robert Gould.
Robert Lucas for Northwood Property.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Is Mr. Gould? Oh, there he is. Mr. Gould's there. All right. What is plaintiff's claim in this case?
Plaintiff's claim is $4,800 for rent and late fees, $164.40 for a total of $49.64.40.
Mr. Gould, how are you intending on getting that paid?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. I'm trying to get a hold of my caseworker because the Navy's supposed to be paying my rent. And I'm not
Who
sure
is?
what's going on. The Navy?
So you're a veteran?
Yes, sir.
All right. And they're supposed to be paying it? So you're trying to get a hold of your caseworker?
They were paying it. I mean, like, I don't know what happened, but I've never paid Northwood or anybody since I've been here.
Got it. Okay. So what I'll do is, that's like 2 months rent or 3? 4 months?
I never.
All
This
right.
is the first time I've seen a copy of my lease anyways.
Pardon?
This is the first time that I've gotten a copy of my lease anyways since I've been here.
Okay. All right. Here's what I'll do. I'll adjourn this out to April 25th, 2025. Let you try to get in contact with your caseworker, okay?
Yes, sir.
And let's see what happens. So, and what time is that? 2 p.m. Okay?
Okay. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Good. Bull.
You have a great day.
Thank you.
Now it's Mr. Jackson, facing eviction for unpaid rent and court costs, with no real efforts showing that he's took steps to pay off the rent before showing up in court.
Mr. Cummings.
Oh, thank you.
Mrs. Haverkamp versus Alexander Jackson.
Good morning, Your Honor. David Fanter on behalf of the plaintiff.
And Mr. Jackson, you there? There you are. Okay. And how much is owing on this case?
Including court costs, $2,160.
$1,160. Okay, how are you intending on getting that paid? Oh, I don't know that I can hear you. Well, I know I can't hear you. Oh, that might do it.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. You'll have to speak up. You're a little
No, I
bit
can't
low,
hear
but
you.
we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Awesome.
Well,
I said I plan on contacting Hawks and DHS today.
you have you contacted them already?
No, I plan on doing that today. I didn't have their
You'll be
resources.
doing that today. I'll give you an opportunity to do that. I'll adjourn it out a week, April 25th, 2025, 1 p.m. Okay, get that done. Make sure that you do that, okay?
At 1 p.m.
1 p.m. That's in person also, okay?
in person at 14th District.
I'm sorry?
In person? Yeah, this court name?
Yeah, at 14A1, down by the sheriff's department.
Finally, these last cases center on Mr. Cummings stalling his eviction using vague promises of a caseworker meeting that may not even exist. Let's see how the judge handles this.
Thank you, Mr. Good. Boom.
You have a great day.
Thank you. You do the same. Court does call the case of Bushwood Properties versus Craig Mattingly and Stacy Stoba.
Good morning, Your Honor. David Fanter on behalf of the plaintiff.
Mattingly, Stoba, no response. If you raise your right hand, I take it fault. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Your Honor,
Go
I'm
ahead, sir.
David with Properties, and as such, I'm familiar with the books and records as they relate to these tenancies. In this case, there's rent owing in the amount of $3,912.38, court costs of $188 for a total of $4,100.38. We'd ask for a judgment for possession with a writ after 10 days if that amount remains unpaid.
Judgment to the plaintiff, that's by default for possession, redemption amount in the amount requested, writ issue in 10 days. Danny Noonan, LLC versus Shan Cummings.
Good morning, Your Honor. David Fanter on behalf of the plaintiff.
Shan Cummings, I see your name. You'll need to unmute, turn on your camera. Shan Cummings, oh, there you are. All right.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, sir. All right, Mr. Pantera, what's the claim in this case?
The total balance, including court costs, is $2,908.85.
All right, Mr. Cummings, how are you intending on getting that paid?
I have contacted Hawk, and I have an appointment with them with a caseworker. So
Is that us? Okay, say that again, sir.
I contacted Hawk, and I have an appointment with them on the 26th at 2 p.m. with a caseworker.
You said, hang on a second. Your mic's a bit muffled. You say you have an appointment on the 25th?
The 26th,
26th. That's Saturday.
yes, at 2 p.m.
Well, I don't know that a 1 week is going to do it then, but
You know, I don't have a problem if, I mean, I doubt he's got an appointment on a Saturday, but I don't have a problem if you want to adjourn this out 2 weeks so that we can actually
Okay.
have the appointment.
all right. May 2nd, 2025 at, do I have that date? I do not have second hearings on the 2nd because of the bench bar, right?
Not correct, and then the next week is that other conference, so not till the 16th.
Okay, so I had the bench bar on the 2nd, so I don't have second hearings that date. I only have first hearings. There's a statewide judicial conference on the 9th. And so my next date, quite frankly, is the 16th.
Can we just do next week and I'll contact the worker and see what I can do?
All right.
Mr. Cummings, who is the worker? Do you know? Who's your appointment with?
Oh, yeah.
Say again?
I don't know.
All right, I'll reach out, Your Honor, and see if we can get it done
All right.
before next week.
So April 25th, 2025 at 1 p.m.